So I have two things, or technically three things to show today, but one of them is a lot bigger than the other two. So, beginning, this is the refined register design. It is 2 wide in both dimensions, and horizontal dimensions, that is, and 9 tall. And what that does is it allows me to tile them better like this. And so this is the refined addressed memory design that I'm working on right now. And according to the blueprints here, it should be faster and also more reliable and smaller, which is always a great thing with electronics especially. What else? Oh yeah, I hotwired the clock input of all of these registers to here, the clear input to here, and the XOR input to here. And the selector for all of these is going to be from this decoder here. And this time there's only going to be one decoder because I realized 2 decoders was kind of redundant. Also, I invented this thing here, which is a vertical strip of transistoroids. And so it's an 8-bit transistor in parallel. And the purpose of that is to just make assembling these things a lot easier, so that instead of wiring the output of one of these to each one of these AND gates, you wire it to this, which is wired to each AND gate. It comes at the cost of 1 tick of latency, but the build cost is worth it. Yeah, that's everything for this, except for this and this, which are the selectors for input and output. But thirdly, I have this here, and guess what this is? I'm going to give you a hint. It's a core component to every processor. This is my complete ALU design, fully functioning. And so, over here, this is the 2 decoders for the instruction set. And this is a sort of what would you call that? A routing system? That's a routing system that takes the outputs of all of these functions here and routes the selected one to the register, which then immediately sends the output of the register to all of the inputs of the functions as a sort of preload mechanism. So if you want the answer to any one of these functions, you just call to whichever answer there is that you need. And so having this at the end instead of the beginning saves a lot of latency that's unnecessary. These are the flags here, fully functioning. The input bus is working. The output bus is working. Basically everything about this is perfectly functioning now. And so now a great thing to do would be to demo the design. So I'm going to load 1 into the input, and this currently selected function is add. So I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, I'm pretty sure this one is 2. Yeah, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And here we have 16. Hexadecimal, of course, because hexadecimal is my favorite numbering system. My favorite strange esoteric numbering system. It looks nothing like this. But I do like numbering systems that have inbuilt redundancy for error detection and correction, even though it's really impractical to work with. What else? I suppose I should probably demonstrate the subtraction function too. And that does basically the opposite of addition. What am I doing explaining subtraction? Subtract 4 once, twice, and here I'm going to make it overflow intentionally, and then I'm going to decrement. So let's see here. From memory, this is 14 in the 16's place, so 14 times 16. I don't remember right now exactly what that is, but so let's try 8 maybe? No, 16. There. Now you see it's decrementing the second digit one at a time because it's the 16's place. It's great for if you just want to insert digits. Hexadecimal is, I mean. There's also the AND function, which is useless if you don't put something in first. So I'm going to put in 3. I'm going to AND it with 2. No, that's the OR function. That makes me feel really stupid. This is the AND function. And you see 3 ANDed with 2 is in fact 2. 2 ORed with 3 is in fact 3. So that's all correct. Right now is the perfect time to demonstrate the wipe function, which is all ones. It just wipes the register, which I'm using for the accumulator. And what else? We have OR, no, AND, OR. The next one should be XOR here. And so I think this should demonstrate well what XOR does. Yeah. There. And after XOR should be NOR. So if I NOR zeros, all zeros, I get full. And if I NOR full, I get all zeros, which is as expected. But if I do this, it only NORs the second hexadecimal digit because each 4 binary digits correlates to 1 full hexadecimal digit. This is one of the reasons why I love hexadecimal so much. Its compatibility with binary. And so if I reverse this, it should return to normal. Now guess what happens when I do this? And now, a magic trick, I'm going to make 255. Or not. What did I do wrong? One of these buses should tell me. Oh. Well. Oh, yeah, if I revert this. Oh. Never mind, I'm just doing something wrong. After NOR is shift left, which does nothing if there's nothing already in it. So I'm just going to add 1. There. Now shift left should act as a sort of doubling of the number. That was shift right, wasn't it? So that's XOR. That's NOR. Should be shift left and shift right here. I don't even know my own ALU. Here's a good way to find out. Wait a second. Which one even is this? It's this one, which is NOR? Ah, that's why. So if I do this, and hold on, this is just going to take a little while. So wipe, insert one. You see, this is why you have a control system. You don't want to be doing all of this by hand. Not only is it tedious and difficult, it's also prone to error because you're not a machine, unless you are, which is unlikely. So this is shift right, and this is shift left. So shift left is doubling, and shift right is halving, here, as you can see. And if I continue this, it will give me every power of 2 possible. Now this is probably the perfect time to demonstrate. Hold on, let me just check. Yeah, this is probably the perfect time to demonstrate the carry function, which is here, the first operation of the special set, which is the other 8 operations. And that would be this one. It sets this SR latch here. I'm pretty sure I actually talked about the carry function in the last update video. I'm sure you'll see what it means. So I set the carry, which enables the carry for the next operation. And then if I shift left here, it wraps all the way back around to the ones place, which is great. That means you can do addition with carry, which makes possible arbitrary precision arithmetic, which means you can operate on numbers bigger than 8-bit, arbitrarily bigger, might I add, which makes it so that your 8-bit computer is technically now an n-degree computer, with n being how much latency you want to give up for capacity. And having that be variable is really useful, so having different data types for integer and floating point, as well as different data types for double precision of both of those variants, which is exactly how computers today work actually, and how they used to work a long time ago too, when they first made standards for these things. Yeah, what else? So, I'm pretty sure I demonstrated every function currently in this ALU, which technically you can do any operation with if my charts are correct. Yeah. Actually, I probably didn't demonstrate the flags yet, so technically having the last bit on here is going to say that it's technically negative because that's where the negative sign would be. That's strange. There. I may not know exactly what I'm doing. But anyway, I'm pretty sure this is mostly complete. There might be a few bugs in it, but those can be worked out. Hmm. Trying to remember what else there is. Wait a second, that was the carry flag. But wait, then what is this flag wired to? It should be this here, which it is. So that then brings up the question, what exactly is going on here? So this should add to that place. Yes. There. There. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with this. I think I'll just need to debug it off screen. or off camera. But that's everything for right now. Alright, I figured out what was wrong. You won't believe what I did. It's so stupid. First of all, one of these wasn't even wired incorrectly. This one was completely detached from everything, so it wasn't even displaying anything. And this was actually wired from both the carry and negative, so it only displayed if the carry and negative were on at the same time. And so I fixed what was wrong with it, and now if I do this, it should display correctly. Yeah, so that's oh, not still. Hold on. Oh, yes. There. So that's the negative sign, and that's the carry sign, or flag. It's such a stupid mistake, too. Just one crossed wire, or missed wire, can completely destroy the function of an ALU, which is why it is imperative that you don't miss anything. Which is also why I took great care in assembling this, and it's not surprising that I still made a mistake anyway. Technically, statistically, it is inevitable if there's a percent likelihood of mistake that large projects will have at least one. And technically, if the project is big enough, there's guaranteed to be a mistake. And if that also coincides with the project being a complete failure, if there's any mistake, then that basically you connect one and one together to get two, and your project is guaranteed to fail, which is why being able to debug it is very important, because eventually you will need to. So that's the real everything that I have for right now.